Hello, and welcome to Buddha Zen Wisdom. We're here with you every day, guiding you on the path of reflection and understanding. As we grow older, the relationship we have with our siblings inevitably changes. In fact, many elders suggest that it's often best to keep some distance, even from the closest of siblings. The saying, "When the tree desires stillness, the wind does not cease. When children wish to care for their parents, they are no longer around," rings true as we age. We tend to look back nostalgically on the days when siblings supported each other, shared everything, and faced life's challenges together. However, as time passes and we age, these bonds often become more distant or even break. The very siblings who once were our closest companions can, over time, drift apart. This is a painful reality that many elderly people encounter. In our younger years, we may have thought that sibling bonds would remain strong forever. Yet, as we grow older, the demands of life, responsibilities, work, and the weight of day-to-day challenges can make those bonds fragile. And while we once saw our siblings as lifelong friends and confidants, the complexities of growing up often cause those ties to weaken. As we age, many elderly people share a similar sentiment: it's better to reduce contact with siblings, even if you are very close. Time and circumstances can erode even the deepest of relationships. But what lies behind this sentiment? Why does it seem that, as we grow older, sibling relationships tend to unravel? It's important to reflect on this, and there are a few key reasons why this might happen. Let's explore them. Reason 1: the strain of financial interests can alter sibling relationships. When we think back to our childhood, siblings grew up together, helping and supporting one another. Although the family might not have been rich, there was an abundance of love and emotional support that kept everyone strong. But as we get older, life's complexities, especially financial responsibilities, begin to take center stage. This often creates tension between siblings. A significant turning point for many is the issue of inheritance after the parents pass away. As the saying goes, there is no lasting banquet, especially when money is involved, and affection can be easily swayed. Take, for example, a pair of brothers from a small village. The elder brother, 12 years older than his younger sibling, married at an early age. Despite their humble background, their parents worked hard to ensure he could settle down. They had 6 children in total, and their parents, though living modestly, sacrificed everything to ensure their children were cared for. But as the elder brother's family became more stable, the focus on caring for their aging parents waned. The older brother's emotional bond with the younger sibling also grew distant. When the younger brother married, their father had already passed away, and their mother was much older. The family's situation had improved, but the elder brothers started to feel that their mother was showing favoritism towards the younger brother, especially regarding the family's assets. This led to a rift, and they became strangers, even though they shared the same blood. There's an old saying, even close siblings should be clear about accounts. As siblings age, differences in life experiences and achievements can lead to significant disagreements over money and assets. In the later years of life, if one sibling is overly focused on financial gain, it's often wise to maintain some distance. This can prevent years of affection from being torn apart over something as temporary as inheritance. Reason 2: blurred boundaries lead to tension. A sense of personal boundaries is crucial in maintaining healthy relationships, and this is especially true when it comes to sibling relationships. As we age, each sibling may lead a life that is different from the others, with unique habits, family dynamics, and values. When one sibling steps in with the mindset of "I'm doing this for your own good," it can create undue pressure and resentment. This dynamic is vividly portrayed in the popular TV drama All Is Well, where one character, Su Mingyu, is physically abused by her older brother due to their blurred familial boundaries. Despite being related, the moral expectations placed upon her to forgive her brother only add to her inner conflict. The notion that because we're family, boundaries can be ignored is a destructive attitude that often leads to fractured relationships. This sense of entitlement can invade each other's personal lives, adding stress and making things worse. A friend shared that a small disagreement caused a rift between him and his siblings in their old age. "I know he meant well, but I can handle my own affairs. I don't need him interfering so much," he said. This highlights how crucial it is to maintain personal boundaries. When these boundaries are not respected, it can lead to escalating conflicts and, ultimately, a breakdown in relationships. Reason 3: Comparison breeds resentment. As time passes, families begin to compare one another more frequently, particularly when it comes to financial or lifestyle differences. Keeping up with the Joneses is a common phenomenon, but this tendency to compare can become especially damaging when it comes to siblings. A significant wealth gap or differing life achievements can lead to feelings of resentment, jealousy, or inferiority. A poignant example of this can be seen in the Chinese drama Little Happiness, which follows the lives of two sisters raised in very different environments. Their competitive and comparative relationship becomes a central theme of the story. As they each try to outdo one another, their once close bond becomes strained, and their relationship cools. A wise older friend remarked, "When I learned that my siblings were comparing salaries and houses, I realized that this type of sibling relationship just isn't meaningful anymore." The reality is that as we get older, we often feel more pressure to compete. If one sibling is financially successful while another is struggling, it can create an uncomfortable dynamic. Therefore, it's best to reduce contact with siblings who are caught up in comparison and competition. This helps ensure a more peaceful and less stressful relationship for both parties. Conclusion: in today's society, the notion of sibling relationships being unbreakable is no longer the norm. As we age, the dynamics shift due to a mix of financial interests, blurred boundaries, and comparisons that can sour even the closest of ties. The famous saying, "Family is always a refuge, but it can also become the greatest source of stress in your life," holds profound truth. Thus, as we age, it may be wise to limit frequent contact with siblings to maintain balance and avoid unnecessary conflict. As we grow older, we must learn that some bonds, while valuable, can be left behind. It's not about not caring, but about understanding that excessive closeness can sometimes lead to tension. Treasure the pure, innocent memories of your youth, cherish the sibling bond, but don't feel the need to force it. Allow each individual to live their life in peace and tranquility. Ultimately, the bustling world is full of people, all seeking gain. The bustling world is full of people, all leaving for gain. It's only when we age that we realize the key to maintaining long-lasting sibling relationships is built on mutual respect and understanding. Maintaining an appropriate distance, reducing interference, and fostering understanding can allow the relationship to naturally evolve in a healthier, more harmonious way.